Kundalini energy and twin flames, all the passion, all the fire, all the chemistry, all the sexual energy. So if there is twin flame coaches out there and other, healers or whatever they're doing, and they're not talking about Kundalini energy and they're not saying that twin flames have Kundalini, then definitely there's some sort of issue there, because Kundalini energy is the main thing for twin flames. Okay, now it might ignite straight away. It's called twin flames for a reason, right? It's the flame that gets ignited, and it's the divine masculine that ignites it from the lower chakras, from the root chakra. And it can happen either when you first meet, as it happened with me, and it can happen a few times, or it can happen slowly and gradually. So you might have Kundalini-like symptoms, okay, which a lot of you talk about, which is like the electric currents and the tingling. So I'm going to explain about myself first, probably, and then we'll go more into detail and talk about some juicy stuff. So I started having Kundalini-like symptoms, which some of you, quite a lot of you that talk about it now, are having many years ago. So many years ago, I would be laying down and I'd feel electric currents just moving through my legs and my spine and my back, and feel pain or pressure or heat or all sorts of sensations. And I didn't realize at the time that that was Kundalini like symptoms. I thought it was just because I was working out and I might have issues in my legs because of the nerves, but actually it was the energy moving up and up. And my third eye had been pulsating many years before as well. And there would be situations and times where I would be doing meditation and I'd all of a sudden started to getting into certain mudras, which I didn't know what they were, but I felt like I even started to do various processes, which you're going to find kind of crazy, but started to do almost like Shiva dance without knowing. And I'm not a Hindu, okay? So I was brought up a Sikh. Hopefully you can hear me because I'm yapping along. I was brought up a Sikh. And so I don't know much about Hinduism, if I'm honest with you, but I started doing all the mudras. So some of you might have those related issues. And we've been talking recently in the videos about Kundalini, but now we're going to talk about how it relates to twin flames. So some of you might not have the full-blown awakening. It's very rare. But for me, the times I met my twin flame and we got intimate, whoosh, it was lit up. And this is how it felt. So we've talked about the Kundalini-like symptoms, which is like the little pulsating electric currents and the pain, which a lot of you are experiencing. But there are some of you that went through the full-blown thing. Some of you go through it straight away, which is rare, but some of you go through it much later. Like I interviewed one person in the Twin Flame series, and it took us 6 years to get the Kundalini awakening, because the Kundalini, it knows when you're ready, okay? So if you were very spiritual, did a lot of spiritual work like I did, and some others have done, you might have your Kundalini awakening straight away. Now, whether or not your twin flame has it at the same time, it depends on how ready they are. So trust your soul, because some people really want to get a Kundalini awakening, but it's not the most pleasant thing afterwards. Okay. So for me, what happened was obviously during intimate times with my twin flame, it felt for me, and I thought all twin flames would experience the same way when they get intimate with their twin flame, but that's not the case. So it felt like basically my chakras going bam, 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 and the energy just going from the root chakra going whoosh, like that. And my soul literally just went whoosh, out into the astral. It went out of the body, time stopped. And I've talked about this before as well, but if you're new, you probably haven't heard it, but time stopped. Everything turned into just like the cosmos, the divine. It's all astral travel. My twin flame looked like an angel. And basically light was emanating from his entire body, even though it was nighttime. So it was just, and I saw the past lives, the present, the future. It was all telepathy, but mainly it was the soul exits out of the body, okay? And the chakras go bam, 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 bam. So the Kundalini, and this is when you get intimate, because, the divine masculine, they're quite powerful. They're very powerful masters, okay? But ideally, if you're looking to do Kundalini awakening alone, or you're not a twin flame, then you'd want to get guidance and a guru for it, because you want them to be there with you. But with a twin flame, obviously, they set you alight, and then they run, don't they? So it's almost like, can you imagine like you got two kids and they're in a barn and they find some matchsticks, and that's the divine masculine, the naughty boy, finds the matchsticks and he starts doing that, and he playing with it. He doesn't know what he's doing. He ends up igniting the whole damn barn, and the whole barn is on fire, and he leaves you there when he runs because he gets scared. So that's what they do. It's like the Mickey Mouse animation where Mickey Mouse gets a wand and he starts doing all the magic and everything goes into pandemonium and then he runs, okay? So the divine masculine doesn't realize his own power, ends up igniting your Kundalini and then does a runner. And for the divine feminine, once they do run, you know your whole life falls to shit, basically. Like you have your ego death, your dark night of the soul, and all the things start falling apart. Now we're going to dissect a little bit more about what is going on. So we've talked about Kundalini energy. It's life force energy. It's also known as sexual energy. And in its divine form, okay, it is orgasmic, blissful energy. So when you're connected with source, when you're connected with God, when you're connected with the whole entire universe, it is cosmically orgasmic and beautiful, but it is divine and it's consistent. So it just feels blissful, actually. I like to use the word blissful. Some people like to use the word orgasmic, whatever floats your boat, okay? But that's the energy of the Kundalini when it's in its divine form. Now, we've talked about this many times before, that most energies on earth are distorted, including the sexual energy, and the templates of that are distorted, right? And the divine masculine, being more residing in the lower chakras, is more so working with those in distortion. And you will notice after they've ignited your Kundalini and then, you know, they've done a runner, your life falls to shit and you start, because the Kundalini energy is now pulsating through your body. In the beginning, yes, they went whoosh and it would have gone, you know, once or twice. Some of you are more fortunate, I believe, where it goes slower and it's taking a while, a couple of months or years, because then it's easier to process, perhaps. But with others who go through it straight away and it goes ripping through your entire system like it did with myself, the energy cannot be sustained, okay? The Kundalini goes through, it goes once, twice, how many times it needs to go through, and then it goes back down again. And then that's when all the dark night of the soul and the purification of the chakras and all the things start happening. I will answer some of your questions maybe later, but keep them to do with the topic and don't ask off-topic questions. And if you've got off-topic questions, you need to use the link in the bio and respect the boundaries, okay? Stick to the topic and don't write your question 20 times. One time is enough. Okay, so it ignites the energy, but it can't be sustained. Your chakras cannot stay opened because there's loads of purification required. Because the purpose of the Kundalini is to purify you from all the negative energies. And it is all fear-based, egoic energies. So, you know, people will say, stop focusing, like the divine feminine, stop focusing on him, stop obsessing on him. But this is lifetimes of fear, lifetimes of ego, lifetimes of all this energy, which is the push energy, okay, the chasing energy that is being released and it's out of control. The whole barn is on fire. Everything's just combusting around you. And divine masculines run because as you get into the pushing energy of addictive energy, basically chasing, and it's all pulsating, your life's going to shit, the energy is going up from the root chakra to the crown, and every chakra is being purified, okay? Starting with the root and focusing on basically your survival and, you know, you're feeling safe and stuff like that. So that's happening for you. But for them, obviously, they are you, right? And they have the same chakra system, so they're feeling it too. And you will notice that the divine masculine, after having intimate times or meeting you or having their Kundalini awakened and being activated by each other, they will go back into the past and start doing things that they used to do before. So they may start becoming more addictive, more sexual, because basically they are trying to pull away from your energy. It's like magnets. You push, they have to pull. You're addictive on them, they want you too. They want you like crazy. But because you are in the fear-based energy and you're pushing onto them, they are forced to pull away. And an invisible wall gets created between you, which is not in their control either. And this pull-based energy makes them act crazy. It makes them want to use that addictive energy that they want to do with you, but because of the invisible wall that's created between you two, they cannot give you that addiction. They cannot be with you because twin flame energy itself, both together, is so addictive. So basically, they end up having to put that addictive energy onto drugs, onto karmic, sex, work, etc., 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 because they want to get that fix, the same fix that they had with you, the rush when they were together, when the Kundalini went whoosh up in the air. They felt profound love too. They may not have had the exact same experience where you did out divine feminine, where you went out of your body and you really went spiritual with the astral world, they would have felt extreme love and safety and oneness, and also realizing that, you know, they've never felt this way before. Because being more in the third, lower chakras in the third dimension, life for them is a lot more physical and earthly and grounded. Unless their ego has been dissolved enough, and unless they're in the heart space, they do experience life more in the physical sense. So for them, you are the most attractive thing in the world. They don't realize it's energy or connection. They think it's all to do with sex, your body, your words, and they're just obsessed with you. And the thoughts of you make them so horny and so turned on. And basically, that's why they end up doing all the stupid shit, because you are an addictive energy. You are pushing on them. And as the magnet, because they're your polar opposite, they want to be with you, but they're being repelled because of the invisible wall. So they end up getting in their pull energy and they're pulling out. They want to have that, you know, twin flame energy is so addictive. They want to be able to experience that with you. But because you are still pushing in your fear, they're in their fear. And this pull energy makes them think so many crazy things like, you know, she doesn't love me and she's obsessive and therefore, you know, it's going to all, I'm not good enough. And so, you know, this is just not true. And it makes them say all the stupid things they say and do all the stupid things they do, including blocking you. And the purpose, therefore, is for you to ground that energy, that push-pull energy, that Kundalini energy. You have to work with it to purify all the aspects within you, which is done through self-love and through like basically bringing your energy and power back. And it takes as long as it takes. So let's just go through some points that I've got written down, and then we can take some questions on this topic. Okay. So when twins do meet, they have their Kundalini activated, and they are very sexual and sexually attracted to one another. I have read online where people are saying, oh, my twin flames, my cat, my goldfish, my mother, my sister, brother. No, unless there's a deep sexual connection, it's not your twin flame. And those, like I said before, the coaches and all the companies out there that are making millions and billions off of twin flames, most of them are high-level soulmate related sort of information. And it doesn't work with twin flames because they don't talk about the energy. And also, if they don't talk about Kundalini and all the profound things that happen, okay, then they're not twin flames. And that's the same for anyone watching this. If you have not had spiritual awakening, Kundalini awakening, all the absolutely paranormal activity, which I talk about, the ghost of your twin flame following you around, you know, the dreams, the telepathy and all that kind of stuff, the obsessive thoughts, then it's not a twin flame. Because twin flame, it's not just about romance. It's out of this world, okay? So when you meet your twin flame, you may have your Kundalini activated straight away, or it might happen years later. Depends on where you are on the journey. Or you might have the Kundalini-like symptoms, like I explained, such as doing the weird mudras and in meditation, or the electric currents, or the pain, or the pulsating, or the things that people are experiencing, right? Which I experienced years before. So the DM literally ignites the divine feminine until she combusts, and then he runs. Okay, so he's like igniting those matches, because that's his job. That's his job. His job is to get you activated and to move on, so that you can work on those and purify those, because his time will come. And a lot of them are going through their time right now, okay? So you might have it both at the same time or at different times, depending on how ready you are, how spiritually active you are. And it's very important that we remove any sort of sexual shame, guilt, or judgment. And like I said, the divine masculine often after, if not always, after meeting the divine feminine, when they run, they go back to old patterns, karmic, soulmates, sexual addictions, drug addictions, alcohol addictions, because you're in addictive energy. Your fear is being released through your Kundalini. You're in addictive energy. You're in push energy, right? Pushing like the magnets, and you are chasing energy. So they have to use that energy because they're you. So they're in addictive energy. They're in pull energy. So they have to pull that energy out and put it elsewhere, because otherwise it's too much for them. It's bombarding them. And if they're doing all this crazy stuff that they're doing, then we shouldn't judge them, because they are going through an awakening too. And oftentimes, if you're a divine feminine, you will know that the divine masculines can be very crude and prudish, very crude and rude to, sexually rude to you when they speak to you, because that's their way of initially understanding their connection until they get into their heart space. And we know they act sometimes, if not always, very sexually. So we need to, that they're trying to trigger our distorted sexuality as well. We have lots of distorted beliefs about sex, which is shame, guilt, and judgment. I mean, I purposely sometimes post things with something that's going to trigger some people. So I remember many months ago, I posted a picture of me in my underwear and I lost like 100 followers because people were like, that's not what a spiritual person does. And why are you doing that for? We need to integrate all aspects. The divine masculine represents the lower chakras, they're the physical world, and we have to integrate that and accept it and alchemize it to its most highest form of divinity. Because most of the time it's distorted, right? But if we start pushing things away, judging things, compartmentalizing things, then we are actually not integrating our shadow. We are not integrating ourself fully. We are pushing the divine masculine away. We're blocking them. We're hating them. And don't get me wrong, there are times when I hate my twin flame, but then it only lasts a day or two, and then the love comes back. And you all know this. Like, if you're true twin flames, all the time you're messaging me, I'm feeling intense sexual energy and this and that and the other. And you kind of, some of you hate that about your twin flame. Now, I've always said that, you know, if you've got sexual energy, it's okay to self-pleasure because you cannot suppress this. There are religions, there's gurus and babas and all these sort of spiritual people who suppress their sexual energy, and you hear them on the news later doing pedophilia or rape cases. You hear that because they are suppressing aspects of themselves. And divine masculine is saying to you, you cannot suppress your sexual energy, which is your divine primordial Kundalini energy, which you must alchemize to its highest form in its divinity and love. And I'm showing you the distorted aspects because the divine masculine is your shadow self. Divine masculine is showing you where you have it integrated, where you are distorted. Okay. So, and also we show them things that they have to integrate too, but their primary role is just to be the reflection of the shadow. Whereas we are the conscious twin and we are seeing, we obviously don't want to feel like crap. So, and also some of us want union. So we do the inner work so that we can basically feel good again. They don't actually need to do the inner work. Their role is just to reflect often. They do go through things and they do heal, and the 3D world does bash them and have an instant awakening. We know that. Anyway, so basically, the divine masculine, you know, operates mainly in the lower chakras, distorted sexual energy. And the posts I did. So the one post was within my underwear, which I lost 100 followers many months ago. And I also talked about me going to a strip club, which helped me get over my sexual judgment, actually. And then the second post, I did one about divine masculines being, or hypersexuality being a trauma response. And that also triggered some of you divine feminines. And then yesterday's post triggered one person, in particular, maybe two. But that was basically a very spiritual picture of divine masculine, divine feminine, interacting with their Kundalini and the energy coming up. And that's how the divine feminine feels it. It's very spiritual. It's very etheric. But then the lyrics were Azealia Banks, and she was saying, fuck him all day and fuck him all night. And that's how the divine masculine sees you. Okay. That's how they see you because they haven't alchemized this. So they're very prudish, very rude. Okay. They're very sexual. And that's okay because it's the energy that needs to be alchemized. And there are times, divine feminine, at times too, for you when you feel extremely sexual with your divine masculine, even in separation. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to realize that you are the prize, divine feminine. You are what they want. You're the most attractive creature in the universe. Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter what you wear or how you smell, whatever. They want you because they like the energy, right? They think it's the physical, but they want you. So you are the prize. So as a divine feminine, you're not just supposed to be this saintly nun that sits there just praying. You're meant to be in your total warrior sort of energy, like Xena warrior princess, like Amazonian warrior princess, owning your sexuality, owning your divinity, owning your purity, owning your ability to help others and all the things there. You're meant to be incorporating and integrating all of them to their highest form, okay? So you cannot shun away your divine masculine. You cannot shun away your sexuality. It has to be integrated. Otherwise, it will be coming up in distorted ways. And if you block your sexual energy, if you do not self-pleasure, if you do not integrate that sexual energy and you have shame and disgust and anger for it, you better believe it. Your divine masculine will mirror that and they will do more of the crazy shit so that you can integrate it and heal it. Because if you're suppressing, they're going to express. You're suppressing, they're expressing. You have to neutralize and balance and take away the judgment. Be in a place of self-love. Now, if you are a twin flame and if you have had sex with your twin flame, you will know the sex goes on for hours unless you have sexual blocks, unless there's triggers. there's distortion, there's abuse in your line, or something has happened. Otherwise, the sex goes on for hours and it's orgasmic, and it is the Kundalini energy. And it can bring up triggers at times. Sexual energy, the Kundalini, it's working through you and it can bring up the blocks and you could have triggers. So there might be times when that's recommended for you not to sleep with your twin flame and to have a boundary, or they might do the same. So the divine masculines, they think we're the hottest thing alive, okay? And at times we think the same too, don't we? But for us more, it's like a romantic situation from the heart space. And sometimes they do make us feel like sluts or prostitutes, or they speak to us in that way and we have to put them right. But know that what they say and how they say it does not come from a place of objectification. It is a place of deep love, but it's just a form of expression until they realize how to deal with you. Because when they look at you, when they hear you, when they're around you, they go wild. Like I call it like wild dogs, crazy dog, you know? Okay. So we do feel their sexual energy, especially when they're thinking about us, and it does sometimes overrun us, and that's okay. There's a technique, okay? Sometimes when I'm working with clients, I can feel that they're stuck in which chakra. So I can feel that where you are when I work with you one-to-one. Some of my clients are stuck in the lower chakras, and there's a lot of sexual energy stuck there, right? And then they're saying that their divine masculine's the same, and he's stuck in it, and it's because your energy's there too. Somehow or the other, you either suppressing it, judging it, or just keeping it in its shadow. You're not integrating it. A really good thing to help your divine masculine, especially right now when the energies are crazy for them, is to focus on the energy that's coming from your root chakra and your sacral and your solar plexus just down below, and bring it up. Suck it up, the energy, to your heart space. Bring that energy up to your heart space in a place where it is integrated, and keep doing it until you feel. And that's how you're dragging up the divine masculine further up their chakras to be more in a loving space, okay? So if you disconnect from your sexuality, it will rear its ugly head. And like I said, in some religions, you've seen it with pedophilia and rape and all these like gurus doing things on the side. So there's no shame. Sex is not dirty. There's no shame in it. I'm not talking about having sex with the whole world. This is sex with your divine masculine. This is sex with, you know, the marriage that God has ordained for you. This is for the person you're meant to do stuff with, right? Your soul, your love, your energy. So don't have any disgust or repulsion about it. And if they talk to you in a sexual way, don't take it offensively, and bring them up to the heart space if you can. And through sleeping with them, actually, you heal each other because you are clearing and purifying your chakras. Okay, so Kundalini energy is life force energy. It is sexual energy. The entire universe, some people say, you know, is made of this. It actually is. But some people, say it's orgasmic. For me, it's more blissful, more peaceful. But in the divine, pure sexual energy way. And basically, the DM's job is to trigger you if you have distortions down there, and they're healing those lower chakras. You're working on the meditation, the intuition, and the upper chakras, going to the heart space. There is a little bit of lower chakra stuff you do work on, but they're working predominantly to clear those. And can you imagine lifetimes of fear and programming and karma and ancestral stuff and humanity stuff stuck in the lower chakras? That's why they do all the crazy stuff, but eventually they empty their cup and they're done. Yes. So I want you to rock your sexuality and let your DM be obsessed with you, you know? Be obsessed with you and know that you are a powerhouse, and it's your sensuality, it's your sexuality, and it's for him as well. You're not obviously giving it out to the world, but also be wary sometimes, because as a twin flames, especially as a divine feminine, as you raise up in vibration and consciousness, you are the most attractive thing out there. Okay, people are looking at you, they're in awe, they want to be with you, or they want to take from you. So there may be times where you have to cloak your energy, protect your energy, and not show it all off in public, because otherwise you can be attacked. But you can keep it for your divine masculine, right? You can make him feel like he's the luckiest man in the world because you're sexy and you're hot and you want to own that. It's not all about, praying and meditation. Well, there's an element of that, but there's an element of living as well, and an element of integrating, because you want to be in that 3D world, aren't we? We're in the 3D world. Right. So low vibe sex, which is the distorted sex, it's the neediness, the addiction, the false beliefs around sex. And this is where a lot of the divine masculines are stuck in, but they're actually healing it, they're purifying it, they're emptying it, so don't judge them, they're getting rid of it for both of you. It's all the stuff about validation, attention, and, I'm just a body, because they don't have self-worth. And, the sexual energy, we must integrate it and alchemize it. And I'm just going to go over again about this push-pull thing, so that you understand it a little bit better, because I'm explaining it slightly different. Okay. So the twin flame energy is the most addictive energy in the universe. Okay. They are as addicted to you as you are to them. They want to be with you, but because you're in your push energy, which is in your chasing energy, which is in your addictive energy, they have to, as the magnet, you're pushing, they have to pull. And as you're putting all the addictive energy around them, it's causing them all sorts of confusion and chaos, and it's overburdening them. It's too much. So they have to put that energy, because an invisible wall gets created. They have to put all that energy out into the world, out into other people and situations. And that's where you get annoyed. But they want to be with you, but you're releasing all this from lifetimes and lifetimes. And it is your Kundalini being activated, your chakras being purified and being cleansed. But the push energy that you have is obsession. It's addictive. It's all your fear-based programming that is coming out. It's being emptied. And it's okay, but you have to start to work on it, to ground it, to balance it out, to neutralize it by getting to a place of neutrality, by bringing your energy and focus to yourself, loving yourself, knowing that your twin flame is not going to save you and be your all on a pedestal. God is. And that's where you have to basically realign yourself. Now, the pull energy that they go through prevents them from focusing on you, creates that invisible wall. They want you, but the thoughts come, they think about you, but then they start having other thoughts because of the pull energy, which is saying, she's playing games with me, she doesn't actually love me, and I'm not good enough, and why do I want to be with her, and I can't think about that, and I've got to move forward. And just think about when you are in chasing energy, when you are in push energy, when you are in addictive energy, when you are focused all on them and you are crazy and obsessed and you can't sleep and you can't eat and you can't work and you can't do anything and you're checking their social media and you're going mad, you are not yourself. You have activated your Kundalini, lifetimes of fears coming up, it's going whoosh in you, and you are insane. I have been there, I was insane too. And you're acting crazy. You're acting crazy. Don't you think they're acting crazy? They're not themselves either. They meet you and their life's gone to shit too. And they're in pull energy and they're all crazy and they're going all over the place and they can't think, they can't focus and they want to be with you, but they can't. And it's too much. It's bringing up all this stuff. So their Kundalini is activated. And then basically they are just having to go for the other people and to ignore you, to get at the, they're trying to get the same fix, the same addiction energy that they would have got with you, but because they can't, because you're chasing them, you're in addiction. They have to try to get it from elsewhere, drugs, alcohol, sex, other people. But that is not going to be the same and it's not enough. And eventually they crash. But it's when you bring your energy back, okay? So that energy is never going to be enough for them, the addictive energy elsewhere. So never think that, the karmics, the drugs and sex, it's going to fill them up. No, only you will. The energy of twin flames is the only, nothing trumps that, okay? So don't worry about if they're with other people or if they're doing whatever they're doing or whatever's going on. The 3D is a load of BS. It's not the truth. What they say to you, leave me alone and block you. They don't want to do it. It's just the pull energy is making them do it. So they try to get their fix from elsewhere, the addiction that they want to get from you, but because they don't want to crash and burn, but they can't get it. All right. And it's due to the push. The invisible wall is created. They say stupid shit, which they don't mean. They feel very guilty about it afterwards. They feel very bad, especially when they come back to you as well. They feel very bad because they want you only. And the aim of the game is when your Kundalini is activated, especially when it goes full blown like it did with me, and I had it twice, your life's going to go crazy. Okay. All the fear is going to be released and you're going to become in push energy, obsessive energy, and you're going to have to deal with it. And if only we had information before, or if only I had information before, you would have realized that this is going to happen. But even when you're going through it, no matter what anyone says, you're not going to listen or pay attention. I remember I had people saying to me, surrender. And it's like, how the hell do I do that? Get into neutrality, 0 point, but how I just can't. It's too much stuff going on and I can't. Why does he want me? And you get overrun. You do get overrun with the thoughts and they do the same. They get overrun with all sorts of other thoughts and they go running. So can't blame them, can we? We're crazy. They go crazy. But it's because the Kundalini energy is being activated and lifetimes of fear is being released. And it's so much that other people won't understand. And it's okay. Eventually that fear will have an end. It will stop and you'll get to a place of peace. You'll bring your energy back. You do your inner work, self-love with inner child, and you'll get to a place of neutrality and you start to feel good and you stop blaming. Okay. So let's answer some questions. If they're questions related to this topic, I'll answer them. If they're not related to this topic, I'm not going to answer them, and you can use the link in the bio. Okay. So let's go. Right. We can hear you, thank God. Hey, thanks everyone for joining. We've got quite a bit of people joined. We've got questions which are not really related, but I want to ask, is it difficult to get into another relationship after meeting a twin flame? For divine masculine, it's not always difficult, but like they're trying to get their fix of you from someone else. They don't feel good. It doesn't feel the same, but they sometimes do get into other relationships. For you, it will be harder. For you, it'll be hard, especially if you've been intimate with them. How do we put down that invisible wall? You bring your energy back with time. You focus on yourself. Basically, the fear energy needs to be balanced. How do you balance fear? With love. Okay? The fear is an illusion. So you have to love yourself. Inner child work, which I've explained so many times before. And you can book a session also. All right. I will save the video. I have been saving them. Yeah, for sure. And I'll put it on YouTube and TikTok. So true, very true. That's what I do. Oh, damn. Some of us have reported that post worrying it was hacked. You reported which post? Which post did you report? The one where it was like that Spider-Man that was being the divine masculine. Was it that post? Or was it my underwear post? Or was it the post that was with about Kundalini? Tell me, Bagashari. But nothing happened. Okay. So true. All right. Wonderful. Laughing. None. Yes. Xena was my alter ego since my teen. I loved Xena Warrior Princess. Oh, she's badass. Love her so much. Okay. All right. Let's carry on. Amen. I think loads of people are just listening, actually. The accuracy, being there. Whoosh. So accurate. I can barely feel it anymore. It feels weird without having the constant noise in my head. Or is that the Kundalini? Get checked out as well. I was going to say, make sure you get checked out in case. The topic today is about Kundalini energy with twin flames. How do you ground the energy? Again, very important to work to ground a balance. Okay, we're balancing the push energy, the chasing energy with love. The opposite of fear is love. It balances it, it neutralizes it out. Okay, and then eventually, once you neutralize it, they don't have to do the same. They don't have to be addictive. You're no longer in addiction. They're no longer in addiction. They calm down. You calm down. And a lot of them are doing that right now. They're like, oh crap, I actually love her and I messed up. And, you know, I want to, the walls, the invisible wall starts coming down, and then they start working on themselves in return. Do you have to heal all chakra systems to reach Kundalini? So you have, pre-Kundalini related symptoms that happen before, like I talked about the pressure and the movement of the energy. But when you have the full-blown Kundalini energy, it's just the Kundalini going from the root chakra to the crown, and it's going whoosh like that. It's just soaring through. But afterwards, it takes months, sometimes even years, for the entire system to purify, and it does go through all the chakras to cleanse them. It gets rid of all the fear-based energy stuck in you. So, do you have to heal them before you get Kundalini? No. Your Kundalini is activated, and then your chakras start purifying afterwards. Okay? Can the Kundalini awaken in both are married to others? It doesn't matter if you're married to anyone or whatever's going on. The Kundalini will awaken. If you're a twin flame, you'll have a Kundalini awakening for sure. And there's companies out there who never mention this or talk about this because they're not twin flames. There's so much false BS out there. Be very careful. A lot of these coaches and things, they're just soulmates, okay? They're high-level soulmates. Because you'll find it's very rare to have a divine masculine come up on a social media and talk about what they've done and talk about the things, because they're ashamed of it. I told you they feel guilty for what they did. When they pull their energy, when they ran, when they're in addictions, because you're in addiction, when the invisible wall's up there, when they're acting crazy, ghosting you, blocking you, saying nasty things, sleeping around, doing all the things, they don't feel good, okay? And they don't feel good when they return. And they don't want to go on the internet and talk about that and tell everyone to be shamed. They don't want other people to know that they did those things. So oftentimes when you see those nice twin flame couples sitting next to each other saying rainbows and unicorns, they ain't twin flames. Okay, right. My twin flame is bringing religious difference again and again. How should I deal with it? Okay. So somewhere along inside of you, there is some issue to do with religion. You have an issue with it. Otherwise he wouldn't mirror it. So, are you stuck in the construct of religion, or can you go beyond religion? And are you able to heal that for yourself and your ancestry lineage? When you think about religion, what comes up to you? Are you very stuck in that label? Can you go outside the label? Is the label restricting you? Are you judging other people? Are other people judging you? Whatever's going on, go within, feel what feelings come up, and love that, integrate it, and let it go. And if he is saying things about it, just don't react, okay? If he's saying, oh, there's differences, you can say things like, differences are beautiful, and I love all religions, or whatever. Learn how to deal with it in a more relaxed way, like you're swatting a mosquito or a fly away, and they will calm down too. They're only reacting to your energy. Once your energy is no longer activated on the topic of religion in a distorted way, it's gone. If your topic is sexuality in a distorted way, you'll see them mirror that. If it's to do with boundaries, distorted way, they'll mirror that. So whatever topic is active that is not aligned is what they mirror. What is the topic of the questions again? It's Kundalini, energy, okay, twin flames. Do twin flames always end up together if they reach their higher self? If you make the decision to be in union, your twin flame will do the same and they mirror you, okay? And it's all predestined, and if it's meant to be, it'll happen. And if you do the work, you'll get the results. So don't worry about it. Hi from Thailand. Once awakened, are DMs aware of the connection? Yes, they are. So once they have their Satori, their instant awakening, once you've neutralized the energy, balanced it out, they no longer are in addictive energy, running energy, so they calm down. The invisible wall comes down. They're not necessarily going to come to you straight away. First of all, it's like, oh shit, what have I been doing? I've been acting crazy, just like you, actually. I was acting crazy too, so I'm sure you were too. And they're like, oh crap, I have not been myself the last couple of months or years. I've been acting crazy since I met that person. And let me just sit down, you know? And the universe is always going to be like giving you ego deaths anyway to get you to that place. And so they're going to take a breath. They're going to think about things, and then they're going to think about fixing themselves and returning. What will the DM do when he feels the void within? So that's when they start realizing, and it's painful, and they start wanting to return, start fixing their lives, becoming a better man. My 2F is bringing religious stuff. Okay, we talked about that. How do we integrate our sexual energy? I'm exploring Tantra early days. Ooh, good question. So twin flames are naturally tantric. They're natural tantric practitioners. So if you have sex with twin flame, is naturally going to be you, especially when your Kundalini is awakened, you go into the astral world and your both souls connect in the astral world and you have an amazing time flowing around. So Tantra is just innate for twin flames. How do you integrate your sexual energy is by not judging, okay? So I talked about earlier, a lot of guilt, shame, a lot of like not even address, like I'm celibate, I'm not going to touch myself. Listen, you can be celibate and not sleep with other people, but still utilize that energy, integrate it. You can self-pleasure. You can bring the energy up from the root chakra to your, from the sacral chakra to your solar plexus, to your heart chakra. Use it in your creativity. Use it in the things you do. Express it out in beautiful ways with your creative art or whatever you're doing. But don't suppress that energy, you know? Don't, when your twin flame is mirroring distortions in sexuality, don't judge them or hate them, but integrate it and love it, because they're just reflecting where you have a shadow towards sex, okay? A distaste, a negative feeling, thought, reaction towards sexuality, sex, and you're not integrating it. So if you get triggered by any of the sexual posts that I do at times, where I'm using like the sexual music or imagery, then you know there's something that you need to heal. Okay. Are twin flames destined partners? You're already in union. You're already one soul. It's just the fear-based energy, the push and pull that's preventing you from being in physical union. You're already married, so you are, yes, together. There you go. I work in a hospital and sometimes it's very scary and you feel negative energy from the rooms. How do you overcome the fear? So fear is an illusion, 3D. So connect to your self, go within, love yourself, ask God, your guides, whatever, to provide protection, and just stay in that place of being that Amazonian badass warrior who claims and owns her sexuality, her Kundalini, her love, her teaching abilities, her ability to be a beautiful divine creature. You know, that's what you do. My twin got locked up in prison and will get 10 years to 15 years. I'm traumatized. Any advice on how to deal with this? Can happen. Have heard of it. God is the greatest force out in the world. Have faith in that. Yeah, things can be overturned overnight. Ensure that they are your twin flame, but just go within and keep doing the inner work. 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 Keep surrendering. Keep focusing on God, and know that it's all happening as your soul designed, and it's absolutely perfect. How do you know when your Kundalini has awakened? So you might have to reread and listen to this live again. But you might have Kundalini-like symptoms beforehand with the tingling and the electrical currents or whatever else, the pulsating and then the pain and pressure. But when you have a full-blown Kundalini awakening, you will feel your chakras go bam, 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 and then the energy go from below all the way up, going whoosh, and you will literally astral travel. Your soul will get out of your body, and you will see everything as one and cosmos and universe, and you'll understand the whole meaning of life. So that's kind of hard to not realize, right? It's almost like a death experience. You will realize, trust and believe. What does it mean when you start to feel distance from your twin flame? Does it mean we will never be in union? If you feel distance, there's a block and something you need to integrate. You're numbing yourself, you're avoiding yourself. There's some parts of you that you have not integrated. Okay. And it happens. Sometimes you go through that. Sometimes I go through phases where I hate him, and then all of a sudden I'm back in love, because there's layers of self-hatred or anger that you need to work on. Okay. Do they know they are going through a Kundalini awakening? So like I said, some of them go through it at the same time as us. Some of them don't. Some of them go through it at a different time. When they start going through it, they might not know that it's a Kundalini awakening. They'll just think, what the fuck is that? Sorry, what is that? I don't know if I can swear on these lives. They'll just say, what is that? Lots of hearts from swearing. Okay. They'll just say, what the hell is that? You know, they don't understand it. They don't realize it, but they'll know something's up. Definitely. And their life's crumbling down and going crazy anyway. But, usually if they haven't gone through it straight away, when they do go through it later, they'll come back to you and you can direct them on that. Can a twin flame still be in a platonic relation, or does it always have to evolve around romance? Okay. So I mentioned, some people say, my cat's my twin flame, my mom's my twin flame, my brother's my twin. No, it's always sexual energy. You want to rip each other's clothes off and you want to like indulge in each other for hours on end. It's very sexual. Unless there's a block. There can be sometimes a block between you two where the energy is not there, but there's always passion, to be honest. But there could be a block and you have to heal that, okay? So if there's abuse or if there's other sort of issues where you're really suppressing yourself down in your chakras and you're not connected to yourself, yes, there could be that block, but generally it's a sexual, romantic connection. Yes, for sure. How do we actually pull up the Kundalini energy to the heart? It's just visual, actually. So you focus on the energy being down below and you just bring it up physically, mentally you bring it up. Focus mentally on that area and you bring it up to the upper heart space, okay? How do we know if the DM Kundalini is awakened if they are in no contact situation and we have not spoken about the twin flame concept? It doesn't matter if what they are going through. It doesn't matter what is happening with them, because they are literally just unconscious to the journey. They are just your manifestation. They are your reflection. They are just your shadow self born in another body to help you awaken. It does not matter. They have taken on the role to be the sleepy twin. Okay, you're the awake twin. You're not sleepy. They're having sleepy time and you're awake, and you're balancing that energy. You're bringing it down. You're grounding it down. And then once you've got the energy in focused on you, they will return. They don't necessarily need to know about spirituality. They don't really care about labels. They won't know why they feel a pull towards you. They don't know why they're attracted to you. They'll just be next to you, okay? And that's why I said, if you see these twin flame couples and divine masculine sitting next, I don't think they're twin flames. I really don't think so, because the divine masculine don't want to talk about these things. They don't really care. They don't understand it. They are literally just it's quite bad to say, but they're just like a byproduct of the journey, maybe, or something, what you want to call it. They are just a individual created by you to help you, okay? And they're just along for the ride, in a sense. But obviously they have their own passions and purpose and things like that, but they're more unaware and more focused on the earthly plane, okay? It doesn't matter if they have their Kundalini awakened or not. As long as you purify and you balance your energy, they're in. Okay. And then they'll come back in. And then if their Kundalini awakens after, at least you say, dude, I went through it. This is what you need to do. You can teach them. The favorite word is whoosh. Yeah, like whoosh, like that. I love it. Okay. And you know what? When I went through all what I went through, my twin, I didn't know what was going on. I heard about all these things. I knew about twins. I knew about Kundalini and all that. I never knew what was going on. I had no idea. I had no idea. I just felt like I was dead and died and gone to heaven or something. Can the divine feminine have a Kundalini awakening before she meets the DM? Yes, you can. You can have Kundalini-like symptoms, but you can also have a full-blown Kundalini awakening beforehand. You can. It's just the telltale signs of whether you are a twin flame is your divine masculine will activate your Kundalini, and then in turn they have theirs as well. You both go for it. But some of you are more advanced, divine feminines, very spiritually advanced, and you would have had it already. Yes, that's okay. That's fine. Financial status can be a topic for separation. Any situation can be an excuse for separation, but it's not the truth. Okay. I haven't seen my divine twin flame or spoken to him in 3 years. How can I get him to speak and come and see me and leave the third party? Do your inner work. Ground the energy. Stop focusing on them. Focus on yourself. It's all going to happen when it's meant to, okay? So just keep doing your own work. You will see, if you are a true twin flame, as you do your inner work, you'll see the reflection change, okay? You will see them improve. Not straight away, but eventually you'll see their life go shits up and then stop doing the things they're doing. If you commit to yourself, if you work on your energies, if you balance, if you don't leak your energy as well, like if you're not sleeping around and dating other people for the sake of it because you feel empty and all that kind of stuff, if you're feeling full and you're feeling vibrant like that Amazonian Xena warrior princess, they have to come. It is law. They'll have to come. So, but if you're stuck in craziness and madness and low vibration and I'm ugly and I'm sad and I'm this and that, no, that's not the energy you want to be with. That's not attractive energy, right? And that's not energy of being in your power. It's not energy of being in your divinity. So you still got work to do. We're like I said, you are the prize, divine feminine. You are the prize. And you must know that. You must know that you are badass. Otherwise, you're not there yet. Okay? I haven't heard or seen from my twin flame in over a year. Does that mean they are going through dark night of the soul? It doesn't matter what they're going through. Okay? It's about you. You're the awakened twin. But if you haven't seen or heard from them, is that unusual? Do they normally post about stuff on social media, or have they gone completely quiet? A lot of the divine masculines are completely quiet right now because they're going through a lot. First, the divine feminine goes through everything, right? And then once you've gone through all your madness and you've balanced your energy, they go through it too, okay? Because then basically what's happened is you're in your push chasing energy, right? You're in addictive energy going towards them. They have to pull away and do all their madness with other people. Then you balance it out and you bring it back, and then they come closer, but they finally can breathe. And then they start realizing, oh, I can work on myself now. I need to like calm down and fix my life. They're not going to necessarily meditate and do inner child work, but they will stop doing the craziness and they will start thinking, what kind of person do I want to be? What kind of life do I want to be? What kind of career do I want to have? How can I be a better human being? They'll be guided in their own way. And they will be thinking about you as well. Like, I want to be with her. When I say her, him, it doesn't matter. It's just energy. Call it what you want. And I want to be with my divine feminine, so I have to be a better person. And then they work to be a better person in a 3D way. You know, their way of doing it will be different. And that's not necessarily the same, because you're doing more of the inner work, they're doing more of the outer work. For them, it's more about creating a life that you can live in. Because sometimes divine feminine can become like, oh, spiritual and all la 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 hoo hoo land up in the air. But you have to do your mission on earth. You've learned all these skills. You need to have like a container, a mechanism, a foundation, a business in order to be able to do the things you're doing. And that's the divine masculine's role, is to be the office or the house or the business or the container for you to be able to be contained within to do your job. They protect you. And, you know, sometimes I'm like, I don't need protecting. But actually, that's what we crave. We crave that stability, foundational sort of like support to be able to fly forwards. Okay. So they'll be working on the 3D, but they will start looking at things like in a different way though. They'll start looking at, oh, listen, I was acting crazy the last couple of years, because I wasn't taking care of myself. You know, I wasn't, like eating good food or exercising. I wasn't valuing myself. I wasn't respecting myself as a person, as a man. I was letting myself be with any person and taking drugs. And you know what? I don't want to do the party lifestyle no more. I want to be more of a mature person. I want to grow up. I want to balance myself. And then maybe some of them will get into spiritual stuff, maybe some of them, but generally they'll be just more logically based to think that, you know what, let me just fix up a little bit of my issues. Let me like, you know, start to be more of a grounded person, balanced human being. Let me start working on my finances instead of spending it all on, you know, drugs or partying. So they start to fix themselves in different ways, okay? And it doesn't matter about that. I will say the life Kundalini awakening is the toughest thing I've gone through. Yes. Health conditions. Yes. You might be in and out of hospital. Bless you. Do get checked. How do you know you're coming off the dark night of the soul? So your dark night of the soul shouldn't last for years and years and years. Okay. It will, you'll go through it for a few weeks, maybe, if that, but then you'll have periods of obsession. But then the dark night is when you're really shedding those layers, like snake shedding their skin, right? You get baptized. When you're going through it, you just keep doing your inner work, loving yourself, knowing that it's not going to last forever, and you get baptized and the layers get shedded from you. And if you're a true twin flame, you will know because you look younger, you look better. I'm going to be 38 soon. I don't think I look 38, but that's the thing. When you're a twin flame, you are literally 10 to 20 years younger than your actual age. Because as you purify, as you heal, as you get rid of all the fear-based energy and the programming and you shed those layers like the snake does, you are lighter, brighter, and more ascended. And if you've had a Kundalini awakening, and I'm going to release these videos in the next few days, they're all coming out, but you will notice that you are able to speak better. People listen to you better. You look better, and you're more connected, and you're more grounded. You're more peaceful. And if you look at my videos, you will see from where I started last year. I looked horrific last year because I was crazy. I was going through so much stuff, and I was in so much pain. But I look better. I'm more peaceful, more grounded. You know, I can speak better. That's how you'll know. You'll know that you're getting off the dark night of the soul because your life gets better. So initially your life's going crap. You might lose your job. I lost my job. I was in and out of hospital. I couldn't move. I couldn't get up. I couldn't sit down because everything was, my body, everything was crazy. But now, then afterwards, you get a better job. You make more money. You start excelling. You start feeling good. You start feeling happy. You can go out of the house. You can meet friends. You can go on holiday. You can live. You can live like a normal person. So that's how you know you're getting out of dark night of the soul. And if you're not there yet, keep doing your inner work. What is the sole purpose of twin flames? Ascension, ascension, ascension. It's for you to shed all the layers of fear to get back into your divinity and your truth, so that you're in a place of, you know, it's your last incarnation on earth, your last time born on earth, where you're removing all layers of fear, toxicity, getting back into your divine template, and then you show that to the world and you bring that unconditional love, help humanity ascend into the 5D. Yeah, it's a big task, right? Even if we don't end up with the twin flame in the 3D, is it okay to be just with ourselves all our lives? You can do whatever you want. You can be with a soulmate, you can be with your twin, you can be by yourself. It doesn't matter. And I've made videos about this. I said the video's called What Happens When You Ascend the Tool. And I say, what is the tool? Your twin flame is the tool. But you can get to a stage where you're so ascended, you are beyond, your Kundalini has risen so much, you're beyond the lower 3D forms of being. But you can also get to a point where you don't want to be on earth anymore. I went through that stage at the earlier starts of this year, and I made lives about that. Some people don't understand it. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All right, which direction? But what happens is when you get to that stage, when you're really ascended, your divine masculine often will ground you back and bring you back into your lower chakras and sexualize you or ridicule you or do something to make you want to be on earth, because they don't want you to just be like a nun in the forest, or for you to pass away and go into the non-physical. They want to keep you alive. They want to hump you and all that and live with you. Anyway, whatever. What directions are the chakras supposed to rotate? Okay, from my recollection, they're meant to go clockwise, but double check that. I'm not sure. They're meant to go clockwise from what I know. Someone might be able to. There's people here on the community who are way more knowledgeable than I am. After my Kundalini awakening, I couldn't stay in my marriage. I had to quit. Literal tremors and memories of my divine masculine. Yeah, it just shatters through everything that's not true. I had a reunion a few days ago, and I felt like my DM's awakening had been triggered as he looked quite low on ego. Right now, DM's ego is being busted. They got no energy. They've tried everything. They've slept with every person they could do. They've taken every drug they could. They've tried to be in that ego lifestyle and do all the stuff. They've tried everything to get over you. They've tried everything not to think about you. They've tried everything to numb out. They've tried everything to escape the reality of the truth that you and them are one and that you're meant to be together. They've tried it all. They've tried it because they've been in addictive energy, right? Because you're in addictive energy, you're pushing onto them, so they've pulled away, and that's how the energy works. The invisible wall was there. They wanted to be with you, but they couldn't, so they had to put all that energy outside. They tried everything. It didn't work. It didn't work, and now they're crashing, and they're surrendering, and they're like, oh my God. That's what's happening. So yes, they are low on the ego. If you're in another relationship, are you running from your twin? Will your twin feel that you're with someone else? Oh, yes, they will. Sorry, I have to drink. Okay, so did you get into the relationship before you met your twin? Were you already in a relationship? Because then that's not your doing, right? But if you went into a relationship after you met your twin, two things. If it happened from a place of love, you weren't looking, you were actually not caring, you don't want anyone, and the universe brought you someone into your life without you looking, and you're from a place of wholeness and completion and contentment, that's a soulmate. That's good. Helps you heal. Twin flame will feel that. But if you met someone after your twin flame because you're pissed off, you're annoyed, you want to date, you feel alone, you're sad, you're depressed, so you're going to do, and you're manipulative or you're toxic and you want to show him that he missed out on a good opportunity, that's karma. That's from a place of low vibration. That's toxic. You're doing it because you're empty. And so you will get karma for that, okay? And you'll build karma for that too, and your twin flame will feel that too. So if you do it from that low vibe place, your twin flame's more likely to go and get someone themselves to mirror you, because you're doing it from emptiness, they'll do it from emptiness and lack. But if you do it from a place of wholeness and it shows up at your door without you looking, like you're at the supermarket or a store and someone just, gives you their number and you're not even looking, like, dude, I'm not interested. I wear a wedding ring. I'm not interested in nobody. I don't want nobody. But they pursue you and it feels good, your divine masculine will be triggered to heal then, because it's coming from a place of wholeness and your soulmate is coming in, and I've made videos about this. Then your twin flame will come to you. Then your twin flame will pursue you because they know they got competition and you didn't look for them. So there you go. So will the divine masculine never accept the twin flame journey even after balancing in the future? They'll accept it all. They'll be devoted to you. They'll be like worshipping you. They'll be on the floor. Once you balance the energy, they have to be next to you. They might not accept the label. They don't need to, but they'll be just, they'll be like your shadow. They'll be following you around. Okay, I feel that it is my time to awaken my Kundalini and discover my psychic gifts. How do I know I'm ready? Your soul knows you're ready when you're ready, and it happens by itself. Like all these people say, manifest your twin flame. BS. It happens when it happens. Your Kundalini rises when it rises, and if it happens before you're ready, it's not good, okay? So if you're not on a twin flame journey, or even if you are and your Kundalini hasn't risen, you can prepare yourself by doing various things, which I will talk about in the series that we're talking about now. But you can do Kundalini yoga, you can do various meditation practices, you can do Om Vilom, which is alternate nostril breathing, which helps to balance out your Ida, Pingala, and Nadis, to help your masculine and feminine energies balance out. You can do various sort of chakra cleansing purification techniques as well. There's various things you can do. Meditation, like deep meditation, yoga, purifying your chakras. You can see a guru or a master, because there's some out there that they can activate your Kundalini themselves and help you go through it. Yes. How do you work on the third party? We talked about it so many times. Don't focus on the damn third party and realize if you have manifested this person, this barrier is created by you because of your low self-worth and esteem and your worthlessness and your feelings and thoughts that you don't deserve love and that your DM is better off with someone else unconsciously. That's how you manifested the third party. Don't focus on them and focus on yourself. I've been talking about you are the prize. You are the warrior, you are everything. Should we be checking their socials? Interesting question. So I said in the beginning that you're going to be in fear energy. You're going to chase until you can no longer chase. You're going to be pushing until it's healed and balanced. You'll get to a point eventually where you don't need to check. you get to a point eventually where they don't post anything either because you've balanced out, and then they're going through their stuff. And when they're going through their stuff, all hell is let loose and they can't do anything on social media. So you can check. If you check from a place, again, it's all about energy. If you're checking from a place of love and neutrality and you're inspired to check, that's fine. It's all good. There's no judgment anywhere. But sometimes you might check out of a place of fear and desperation, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But know the reason why you do it. Focus on where it's coming from. Is it fear, anxiety, childhood trauma, and heal that, balance that. Sometimes you're going to be forced by the divine to check their social media to be triggered. Sometimes you need to be triggered to heal, okay? It's like if you just lock yourself in a room and don't leave for a couple of years, you're not going to get triggered enough to heal. So sometimes the life around you or your DM will come in and trigger you somehow or the other. Sometimes they'll come in your dream and trigger you, while they're saying stuff to you in the dream. How do you know your purpose? I'm still unable to understand. A lot confusing. We did a whole damn series on purpose. Watch it. I'm doing my inner work and I continuously feel highs and lows. How can I balance this? We talked about this. Watch the video again. I swear these lives are getting only better. Oh, are they? Okay, thank you. I think we're going to end soon because some of the questions are very much in push, addictive, fear-based energy and the crazy madness that we've all gone through. And it's okay. Relax. It's going to work out. Watch the live again and you'll be fine. You just balance it through self-love, okay? Jocelyn, he's there for me every step, but there is a third party. That will never end. Must I make peace? I already talked about you've manifested a third party. Heal that. Amazing. Appreciate your words. Truth. Blah, 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 blah. If twin flame is always a romantic relation, but they are married to different people, then how does that evolve when both of us are letting go of our life partners? First of all, realize, is it a twin flame or are you in some other situation? Because to be honest, a lot of people are not in twin flames, okay? Just be real with that. Some of you are in delusional stuff as well. I'm not saying you are, but some people are, right? Some people are high-level soulmate connections. I met my twin flame, so beautiful, so romantic. We were skipping down the road, not a twin flame. Oh, he's abusive, he's angry, he's hurting me, not a twin flame, okay? Physically violent, not a twin flame. If you meet them, and then you have all this, I was going to say psychological issues, not psychological issues. What was I going to say? Paranormal activity that happens. The 5D, the dreams, the synchronicities, they run, the energy's too much. When you surrender, they return. All that stuff's going, twin flame, okay? Twin flame purpose, twin flame energy. You know it. Some of these things are not twin flame, okay? Sorry to burst the bubble, but I don't know. Double check. You always know in your heart. It's not for me to say. But basically, if they're with other people, if you're twin flames, if you do the work, you will see them change. If you do the work, all barriers, third parties, listen, if you do the inner work, even if they live in Singapore, Hawaii, they will be outside your door. They will be like Tarzan with a rope and they'll come smashing through your window. Like today I had a bird try to come smashing through my window. I don't know what that means. But basically, if you do your inner work and you bring your energy to yourself, your twin flame will be like Tarzan flying through your windows and doors. So that's how powerful it is. Okay, so don't let anything get you in the way and think that, oh my God, I think God is bigger than all of us. Okay, how do you work on communication at a deeper level? Working with the inner child, and you listen to them. Twin flame always revolve in romantic. Okay, romantic relation. What happens if they're married? Okay, same question 50 times. You look amazing and very down to earth. Thank you. 38. Same. I'm getting hit on by men in their early 20s. Wow. Sometimes you have to protect your energy, you know, because it's not always the right energies coming towards you. I think we're going to wrap up now. I'm no one's guru. You are. Twin flame is your ultimate guru. Is it today? I'm releasing a video on that. Oh, yeah, interesting. Okay, I'll answer some of the last two questions, okay? If your twin flame journey, it is your last incarnation attempt. If you can make it, if you can balance the energy and you get into union, done. But if you haven't, you come back for round 2. How many years have I been on this journey? Less than 2 years. It's been a while, hasn't it? My higher level soulmate came in. I'm not interested. Would that be an issue on my twin flame journey? No, it's perfect. Whatever happens, happens. So if you're not interested, it's like twin flame or nothing, isn't it? Don't have doubts as well. All these DFs with their doubts. Like, you know, just commit to your journey, ascension, and yourself. Oh, okay. So Segal touches in a wheelchair, a lot of health issues. Don't worry, Segal. You keep doing your inner work. Keep working with your doctors. Everything's going to be fine. And you know that you can do this. What if my twin flame is at numb stage? If they're numbing out, you're numbing out. If they're on drugs and whatever else, addictive behavior, you're addicted too. You're addicted to them. You're in worry and stress as well. I know I've come off my dark night of soul, but my external life has been in pause mode. Not much is moving. Not sure what to do. Did you get a rest period from the divine off of the dark night? Yeah, you do. Like I said, dark night of soul doesn't last for years. It's usually a week or two, maybe longer a little bit, but not that long, because it's literally having like 20,000 spiritual awakenings in one time. So you can't actually go through a lot. You get it in bursts, okay? But your life, as you keep doing your inner work, your life will get better. It will get better. It will get better. It will get better. Okay. Right. I'm not going to answer any more questions because too many questions. So if you have any questions that haven't been answered, the link is in the bio. The main thing was Kundalini energy, sexual energy between you and your twin flame, and you balance it, you neutralize it through doing inner work, self-love, and you pull it up to the heart space, and you focus on your life, and things get better, and things will be good. And I think that's it. I might have triggered a few of you as well, which I'm not apologizing for, because you can heal it. Okay, take care. God bless you. Bye.